welcome to today's video. And we are out on a walk. It is 220 days until we leave for Texas.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I like an even number, which means there's 221 days until we board our very first Disney cruise. And something that is very exciting is that we are paid in full. We paid it in full on the 5th. Yeah, on the 5th.
Or around there anyway.
Yeah, and it did not math the way we planned it to math. And
no, we actually saved a little bit more.
Yeah, we actually saved like $5. And I mean, I get it, $5 doesn't sound like that much, but that's like a pen. Like a pen, or, you know, half of a keychain.
1/6 of a cuppy.
Right, part of a cuppy. So we had our refund that was already on Disney gift cards that we automatically applied when it came in, and it took care of the deposit plus some. And then Sam got a check for working over spring break, plus we already had money budgeted out of our check, plus we had the cash that came back to our bank card from the initial Disney reservation. So the way that I had originally mathed this out for Sam's Club was we would get 2 500s, 2 150s, and 2 75s. Now, if you don't know, the way Sam's Club does that is that they're done in increments of 50s and 25s, other than the 500s. They're just a straight $500 gift card.
Ton of small gift cards.
And that is mainly because they were out of $500 gift cards at Sam's. And Sam's
Spring break, or tax money going back to
what we guess is that people have been picking them up for spring break, picking them up with tax money. There just was none, and we almost didn't have enough like 150s and 75s to make up what we needed. So initially I was like, okay, we'll just pick up the 2 150s and the 2 75s. And we talked about going over to the west side of Wichita and going to that.
I'm like, well, we could do it this way.
And Sam's like, well, we could do it this way. And he went back over while I was paying for our groceries, because our vacation budget was separate from our grocery budget. And he found the amount that we needed in other gift cards. And I'm like, fine, we'll do it. And I'm like, oh, hey, it was actually $10 cheaper than the way I had written it out to do it. So I say $10 because I had budgeted 5 over and I had a 10 left. So $10. So then came the fun part. On our way from Wichita to Newton, I spent the drive scratching gift cards and peeling gift cards, putting them into DisneyGiftCard.com, transferring them into one gift card until I reached 1,000. I went in and made that payment. Then I went back and started all over again until I had it all paid off. And everything mathed, everything was correct. So we are paid off in April, and it wasn't due until August. So that was a really nice feeling.
The remainder just goes towards a different vacation.
The whole 70 cents that was left over.
No, I mean the next month.
Oh, yeah.
May, June.
Oh, yeah. Going forward, for the months of May and June, we'll go towards a different vacation. So, but while we were in Wichita, we swung by Joann's, because Joann's is going out of business, and I'm very sad about that. It's important to hydrate while you walk. Anyway, Joann's is going out of business. And we went in to check to see what kind of deals we could find. And they haven't made fish extender groups yet. They said that it's still a little too early. But the person in charge of our particular group did say that she usually does groups of 10 to 15. And I'm like, ooh, that's definitely more than what we did on our Carnival cruise, but okay, that's fine. Especially when I found a whole bunch of things at Joann's. So I figured my total was going to be like $30-$40, and it was $20. And Sam's like, you want to go back? And I said, heck yeah, I want to go back, because it was all like, what, 85% off? So I picked up a whole bunch more things, some in sets of 10, some in sets of 15. And what I don't use for our fish extender group, I will definitely have for Pixie Dust stuff. Plus, the past couple years, on after Christmas sales at Joann's and Hobby Lobby and Michael's, we've picked up Christmas stuff then too. So we have a good stash to pick from, and when that will definitely be a over the summer project that I can bring all of that stuff into the house, divide it into groups, and I think between the two of us we have enough Christmas reusable bags that we had bought for our last cruise that we didn't get to go on. I need to count them. And if we don't have enough, I can find, like, Dollar Tree always has like Disney tote bags, so if I need to like, we need to supplement. We're walking some laps at the park, and there was a binky
And a stuffy.
with the, like, that's attached to one of the stuffies laying in the roadway.
Oh,
so
no.
we're like, oh no, somebody does not have their stuffy binky. That's not a good thing. What I will probably end up doing is taking 15 Ziploc bags and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just count off to 15 and start putting things in Ziploc bags, so that I can go, okay, this is what I have, this is what we can put in there. And it's really some like really fun stuff that kids can do on the ship, or even adults, like color your own gingerbread ornament. I found some little snowflake photo frames. I have some really nice photo frames that are like watery looking,
But I think have snowflakes in them.
that I think have snowflakes in them, that we picked up at a garage sale, that are sitting in the garage. So I'm pretty excited about the amount of things that we already have picked up that we can put in our fish extenders. And if we decide that the tote bag, like the reusable bag, isn't going to work, or it's too big, we can always put things in, like, we can always go to the thrift store or go through my mom's closet and find gift bags. Because my mom saves every gift bag imaginable. So we definitely have options, but that will definitely be a summer project, and you know that I will video that. The thing that is different that we have, like, because we've been on Carnival and we've been on Royal, so this is our third cruise line. With Royal, you can download the app and you can see things right away. If you have the anytime dining, you can book your time right away. You can, if you need to make reservations for the ice show, you can do that, etc., etc. With Carnival, as soon as you are booked, as soon as that deposit is made, you can book your excursions. That is not the way it works with Disney Cruise Line. Number one, you have to be paid in full to book those, which I thought was really interesting. So we can't book any of that until, well, what did it say? September 6th at midnight Eastern, which is 11 p.m. on September 5th. So that will be a late night. I'm hoping that's a weekend, but my luck it's not. I had to check. And September the 5th is a Friday. So if I stay up a little bit later, we can sleep in on Saturday. And not only that, that will be payday. So first payday of the school year.
Means like $12.
Right, it's very, very small. It's so tiny. But we will both get a supplementary check. We have what's called Infinitex. It is our online training that we do. They'll send it out like beginning of June, middle of June, sometime in there. And we get paid for, I think, like 7 hours, 8 hours or something like that. We get like 1 day of pay to complete them, and they do not take them. They take like an hour tops because it's the same videos every year.
I just finished mine for this.
Yeah. Sam's is a little different this year because he started out as a teacher and they weren't due until like mid-April, and they didn't change his over when they were supposed to, so it was kind of a thing, but it's done. But it's the same videos every year, and you just literally have to retake the test, but we get paid for that. Then in years past, they gave it to us in January, but this year they started giving it to us in September, which is really nice since that's such a tiny check. So I want to say last year it was like $100, $115 for me, something like that. So if you round it,
a little more, considering we have at least 1 day of training in there. We technically have a day and a half of training.
Well, I was thinking just that supplemental check. No, I think my check was like $400 or $500 or something. But probably those 2 supplemental checks that we'll get, because they have to pay it separate. And it's for their bookkeeping and accounting purposes. We will probably use those supplemental checks to book an excursion, and that will be my birthday gift this year. It'll just be like a delay, which is like totally fine with me. I'm really not too worried about that. So
We celebrate her birthday for like 3 months anyway.
I mean, why not?
Most people celebrate it for a day. I don't celebrate mine at all.
Things to be done. I like 3 minutes. So that is kind of what's going on there. So we can't even look at like excursions or anything like that until 11 p.m. on the 5th. So looking forward to that. And then I think that's when like you can try to book like these, like their like Palo and Remy, that kind of thing. The only port that we have is Progresso.
We're gonna have soup. Super Escana.
And I have heard it's a great port if you go on an excursion. Not so great if you just like get off the ship and explore. I've heard it's not worth getting off the ship at all. So we are still kind of in the watching YouTube videos, talking about what we want to do because we have time to make that decision. But what we might do is we might try to go for the Remy or Paulo reservation, whichever one the Magic has, and do that. I've heard that the C-Day brunch is so good.
Yeah, because I don't want to give up a dinner.
No. One of the things that before Stan was active duty and like we lived at a hotel and we could only dream of going on some sort of vacation, we watched Samantha Brown and her travels to Disney and her travels cruising and her travels to all these weird McDonald's.
Right.
One, I remember like one that was in Alaska at that time, which was like 2008. And you couldn't go in it. It only had a drive-through, and it was only a drive-through for sled dog teams. So, ever since watching Samantha Brown, we have wanted
I guess that's a pull-through, not a drive-through.
Well, it could be. We've wanted to go on the Magic, and where have you wanted to eat? Animator's Palette. So, we are fulfilling another dream from almost 20 years ago. Good Lord, that's crazy to say.
Yes, you're old.
But one of my goals is to have lost 60 pounds.
Just step outside on, what is it, Thursday, you'll be fine.
Right? Thursday's like supposed to be almost 100.
Step outside.
It's a wilder ride. Right on the Magic School Bus.
Huh?
No.
When there's no air conditioning.
Ooh.
Put the fan on and good luck.
Right? Good luck and Godspeed. I would be happy with 30, but my goal is 60. And since I've made that goal, I've already lost like 4.5. So I did the math, and it's like 2 pounds per week. So
acceptable.
It's doable. It's not
extreme.
It's not extreme. But so like I said, I will be happy with doing another lap. I thought we were done.
Oh, were you done?
I was done.
Okay.
That's why I pointed that way. The work side. So that's why I said I'd be happy with 30. But my goal is 60. So it was. I had bug flu in my mouth. It's 86, I think. But as you can hear, we have a little bit of wind going on, which helps keep the temperature down a little bit. I got a sunburn at the track meet on Friday, so I'm trying to tan. I just forgot sunscreen. We couldn't find our Sunbun After Sun cool down, so we had to order some from Amazon.
If you need something for after, like you work yourself that,
we have been using Sunbum since 2021. We went on our very first cruise on Freedom of the Seas, and I will link that playlist in the description below. And we fried. A perfect day. Sam almost worse than me because he fell asleep.
I fell asleep on
the floating mat.
Yeah.
And we were in so much pain. We ended up stopping in Orlando for the night. And we were walking around Disney Springs because we got in there about lunch. And we went into Ron John Surf Shop and asked the girl, and I'm like, do you have anything for a sunburn? And I made him turn around, and I pulled up the back of his shirt, and her eyes got huge. She goes, you need Sunbum After Sun Care.
That's called cool down.
A cool down. And she's like, I will warn you, it is very cold. She's like, you don't have to refrigerate this for it to be cold. And I remember getting to our hotel, us both getting showered and putting it on, and it was cold, but it felt so much better. And we have been loyal Sunbum users ever since. We have sunscreen, apparently we're out of the after sun cool down, but I know we won't use too much of it on me right now.
I don't need it, but I'm trying to get the sun.
Right? So we probably will be able to use it in November on this cruise too. So if you're looking for after sun care, Sunbum 100%. So 220 days till Texas, 221 until we board the Magic. And crazy to think that in under 200 days, while we're looking at the end of the school year, we're already looking to the beginning of the school year.
Well, summer flies.
Summer really does fly. Phineas and Forblide.
There is not 104 days of summer vacation.
No, there is not.
School does come along the end of it.
Right. We have already gotten our email from our co-op director of our back to school training dates, and it's April. It's like
back to school training dates, as well as where do you want to be next year?
Yeah, we've got the email of where do you want to be next year? Do you want to stay in the grade level you are at? Where you are at? Do you want to move? Do you want to move schools inside of the county? That kind of thing. So that came out middle of last week. Last Sunday, because we get an email from our director every Sunday, was the training dates. We can pick August 5th or 6th for our half-day training, and the 8th is our all-day training. I had my beginning of the school year doctor's appointment already scheduled for the 8th, because typically our training is all day on a Thursday, but we're going to shake everything up this year. So I have a doctor's appointment the Monday after Easter, so next Monday. And what I will do is I'll just have them move that appointment from the 8th into the afternoon of the 5th, which is the date that we picked for training. Just go the day one, get it done, get it out of the way, and then don't have to worry about it. So, and then somebody shared on TikTok that Hobby Lobby already has back to school. And I'm like, can we please end this school year first? But, I mean, if it's on sale, you know, may have to check them out next month and see, because my lanyard's getting a little grungy and old looking.
I do a pull style.
Sam has a pull style. I have a lanyard style. So
actually, mine's HHN. So
yeah, Sam's is HHN from several years ago. So, oh, well, thanks guys for coming on our walk with us. We are counting down. I know it seems like a really big countdown, but man, it'll be here before we know it. So, again, if you have any tips or tricks for Disney Cruise Line, let us know, since this is our first one. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.